Welcome to the first Principals update for 2016, and today we're just going to have a quick conversation with Kate and Liliana, who have just been on the first ever Lumen Christi Immersion experience to the Philippines. So I just want to open up to you ladies and maybe talk about a highlight from the experience last January.
Yeah, well, overall I think it was a really great experience, but for me a highlight would have been the day before we flew back to Australia. We went to one of the slums in the city and we handed out bread to some kids there, and that was just really sort of, you know, down in the dirt, just real practical thing to do, and I thought that was a really great thing to do.
I think for me probably the children used to come on Saturday and we'd have lunch with them, a huge lunch. There were hundreds of kids and we'd serve the food and just really be part of the culture.
So school on a Saturday?
It was the children from the community would come to the convent.
I was thinking school on a Saturday might be a good idea. What do you think?
Well, possibly.
Maybe not.
I think not.
Did you gain something personally from all of that, and can you really sort of pinpoint what that might have been, how it might have impacted on your lives personally?
Yeah, I think one of probably the hardest things that we encountered was the lack of sanitation and the lack of water that they had. The fire station people actually had to bring water in for us to use, and so I think that gives us a wider view on our society and how appreciative we should be of it.
We're doing it pretty good on the far south coast, aren't we?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Well, we got the pristine beaches.
Yeah, it really made us appreciate what we have.
Yeah.
So we've decided to continue this experience for other students. Would you recommend it to the next lot of Year 11s coming through? Would you say it's a worthwhile thing to do?
I think, definitely opportunity of a lifetime, and everyone should do something like that.
Yeah, it was an emotional and exciting roller coaster. Yes. Yeah. There wasn't a single moment where we weren't enjoying ourselves.
Enjoying yourselves, but fully immersed in real life, you know, faith in action, isn't it? Like social justice in action.
Yeah, especially the nuns at the convent, the way they showed their faith to the whole community was unbelievable.
Live their faith,
And I would imagine that they live a fairly simple life, not materialistic at all, not a lot of money around, but and would you say they're fairly happy people?
They are exceptionally happy. I mean, you walk along the street and the children are laughing and smiling. And
and all they want to do is just share that joy.
Will you go back?
I'd love to.
Yes, I would definitely go back.
Yeah.
And look, obviously there's a few people missing today, and there's a few others, another 6. Are they feeling the same way? They would also go back and want to contribute?
We all came back.
It's a mutual feeling.
Yeah, definitely.
So you're inspired by the whole experience?
Yes, definitely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Excellent, ladies. Thank you for that. And just for all of our students out there, we will be running an immersion experience in January of next year. Dates and so forth will come out soon. I think a letter went home earlier this week to our Year 11 students. So hopefully we'll get some takers, and you've inspired them to participate in the second immersion experience.
I hope they do take the opportunity.
Yeah,
that'd be good. All right, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having us.
I'd like to talk briefly about our new learning centre. Over the Christmas holidays, we had builders in who converted the entire Block 1 into what we are calling the Learning Centre, and a new study space upstairs for students. But in a nutshell, I suppose what we have for the students is an open learning environment upstairs for seniors to study in. It's a lot more open and spread out. There's a silent workroom, there's a distance ed room equipped with computers and phones and so forth. All of the offices of different people are housed upstairs now in behind a lot of glass, so there's a lot of visibility. And upstairs is what we're calling a bit of a one-stop shop. We have the new AP Learning Enrichment, we have the Pathways Specialist or Careers Teacher, the heads of house, the counsellors, and a number of other people. So students will know that they can just go to that area and get advice on subject selection, careers advice, university courses, assistance from heads of house, appointments with counsellors, all in that one location. And I think so far that's working really well. The visibility sends the message to the students that we're there to help them in any way that we possibly can. Moving downstairs, we have the Lightwell, which will become our exhibition space, if you like, and also a bit of a sacred space. It's a beautiful area with the natural light coming down, and we'll start to display student work. And the first piece we have there is Renia Corvin's artwork that we purchased last year, and each year we hope to purchase a piece of work from a student and display it in that area. Moving from the Lightwell into what we call the Learning Centre. It's more than just the library. It houses books, but it also has a bank of computers for IT needs. There's an IT help desk which will be manned by a number of ICT staff members as well as VET ICT students. So students can come along to there to get assistance with all things relating to technology. We have a new Aboriginal education room which the students and staff have decorated beautifully, and there will be a place that they can call their own and feel a real sense of belonging and connection to that. Next door to that is the learning support room, and there's a number of offices housing learning support staff and library staff. But generally the idea is to create an open area. We're still awaiting some furniture. So there'll be a combination of soft furnishings where students can sit on a comfy couch and read a book or interact with each other. There'll be tables and chairs that can be pushed together for small group work or for large group work. So it's a versatile learning space that we hope will serve the learning needs of our students.